In this video, we're going to talk about parallel lines and transversals. So usually when we talk about transversals, it will be related to a parallel line. Now let's see what a transversal is. So first we're going to draw two parallel lines. Okay. Okay. And then we have a transversal. So a transversal is a line that intersects two other lines. So I will label this as a blue line. Okay. In the process, we create eight angles, and they're actually angle pairs that we can talk about that have a special relationship. Okay. So first, transversal. This is our transversal. And the definition, just like we said, is a line intersecting two other lines. Okay. So we talked about having 8 angles. I'm going to label each of the angles by a number so it's easier for us to identify. So angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now each of these angle pairs are either going to be congruent or supplementary. So each angle pair specifically using parallel lines and transversals are either going to be congruent or supplementary. Okay. Remember, congruent meaning they are going to be equal, or supplementary meaning that they're going to add up to 180 degrees. Okay. So we're going to talk about each of these angle pairs. We have 4 of them. Okay. So first, corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Now, if you can see, the transversal actually makes 2 groups of angles, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and also 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So at each intersection, we have a set of 4 angles. Now, corresponding angles means that they're talking about the pair of angles that are in their same position, same quadrant in each of the intersections. So they correspond to the same positions. Okay. For example, we have 1 is in the top left corner, and then we also have 5 in the top left corner. Another example would be 2 in the top right corner and 6 in the top right corner. Okay. And then we also have 7 and 3, as well as 8 and 4. So all those pairs are corresponding angles. Okay. Angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2 and angle 6, angle 3 and angle 7, angle 4 and angle 8. Okay. Now all of these pairs are going to be congruent. So these are all congruent to each other. Okay. So 1 and 5 are congruent, 3 and 7 are congruent, 2, 6, 4, 8. Okay. Let's look at another type of pair. We have same side interior angles. Okay. Same side interior angles means that it is on the same side of the transversal, so it's either on the left side or the right side of the transversal, and interior means they are inside the two lines, the two parallel lines. Okay, so same side of transversal and between or inside the two lines. Okay. Okay. So an example of same side interior angles would be 3 and 5 and 4 and 6. So you can see that 3 and 5 are both on the left side of the transversal, they're on the same side, and they are between or inside the two lines. Okay. So angle 5 and angle 3. Okay. Another pair would be 4 and 6. So it is on the same side, the right side of the transversal, and it is between our two lines. So it is the same side interior. Okay. Now, the same side interior angles are not congruent, they are supplementary. Okay. Let's move on to our next set. So our next set would be alternate interior angles. Okay. So same idea as the same side interior. It's inside the two lines because it's interior. But instead of being on the same side of the transversal, we are switching sides. So they have to be on opposite sides of the transversal. Okay, so that would mean we have 1 and 8. Okay, and also 2 and 7. So they are on opposite sides of transversal. And then it is, what did I say? I'm sorry. If it's interior, we're talking about between the two, right? So in between the two lines would be 3 and 6. Okay, 2 and 4. Okay. What I mentioned previously, 1 and 8 would be exterior, which is something that we're going to talk about in our last one. Okay, so interior, just to reinforce, that is inside the two lines. So alternate interior, meaning between the two lines, but on different sides of the transversal. So 3 and 6, 5 and 4. Okay, angle 5 and 4. Okay. Now alternate interior angles are always congruent. Okay. Lastly, I mentioned it before, but our last one is alternate exterior angles. Okay. So they are alternate, so opposite sides of the transversal. Okay. But since it's exterior, it's going to be outside the two lines. Okay. So let's take a look at that. Outside the two lines, and they are on opposite sides of the transversal. So 2 and 7, 1 and 8. So again, that's 2 and 7, 1 and 8. Angle 2 and angle 7, angle 1 and angle 8. Okay. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. Okay, and those are the 4 types of angle pairs using parallel lines and transversals.